Hey guys, how's it going? So I couldn't fit this topic into a fact video, so I'm creating a new series just so I could talk about this topic and topics that are similar to this. So let's begin. Now, to explain why there's not a WaterBlue version in the main Pokemon game series, we'll have to go back and look at the original games from 1996. Back in 1996, Game Freak first released Pokemon Red and Green in Japan, and then later that year they released an improved version in the form of Pokemon Blue. And this improved version became Red and Blue, with some variations when it released worldwide. And because Green was part of the original duo, it wasn't surprising to see Game Freak bring that title back for the remakes. Now, another reason for titling one of the genuine remakes as Leaf Green is because of the female player character. You can tell from the early concept art that Game Freak had plans to include a female protagonist in the original games, but wasn't able to, and it wasn't until Pokemon Crystal where we finally got the first female player character in the main game series. And because it was possible to include both a male and a female hero in the Gen 1 remakes, Leaf became the female protagonist in the Kanto games. It should be noted that the character Leaf is sometimes known as Green, and that is because her name in the Pokemon Adventures manga happens to be Green. And in the Japanese version of that manga, her name is Blue, because Blue Oak in the Japanese version is known as Green, which circles back to the original games with Pokemon Red and Green. But the idea of honoring the female character in Leaf Green still stands whether you view her as Leaf or Green. The final reason, and probably the most concrete reason as to why we don't have WaterBlue, comes straight from Game Freak themselves. According to Game Freak, they went with Leaf Green because a leaf is a symbol of peace, while fire and water are opposing concepts, and would seem more like a conflict. Now, you can say that fire can easily burn out a leaf, and that can produce conflict as well, but in the Pokemon games, there's no leaf-type Pokemon, but there are fire types and water types, and when you match up fire and water types, water type will have the advantage over the fire type. And since they went with Leaf Green and not Grass Green, the title Fire Red doesn't have an advantage over Leaf Green. The games were never about which version was better, it was about choice. You can choose the version you prefer, you can choose the starter Pokemon you prefer, and in later games you can choose the legendary Pokemon you prefer. And that idea still stands today. And so, there you have it. Alright, that is all for this video. I'll be back with another video soon, so stay tuned!